Just a point here that the 13th Finance Commission also has recommended that most of the money should come through the consolidated fund of the state, all schemes. And it has discouraged the practice of taking money and keeping it through outside the consolidated fund of the state. The point that Principal Secretary talked about is the measurable performance standards. Now, this is definitely a design flaw. Now, whether the CAG should be getting into the question of looking at these issues of performance indicators not being fixed clearly and benchmarks not being set against those performance indicators, maybe on a national average or international standard, and comment about it so that the next time a policy is made, these things are factored in. A huge amount of money is coming through a number of schemes in the delivery service sector, which are just not being measured because the indicators have not been designed. Things have improved since the last 10 years, but still there is a lot of gap. Mr. Satpathy, would you like to react to this particular?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I would like to say, as you say, justice delayed is justice denied. So also the public service delayed is public service denied. So there are a lot of public service the people are not aware of. The main thing here, the main roadblock is the awareness. I'll say that the government of India has 169 schemes on through which it gives funds to the state government. Many of the officials may not be aware of all the 169 schemes. What to talk about the people, common people? How will they know about all the services which are available to them? So that is one thing, is creating awareness. And as Mr. Mahapatra just before me pointed out, that there is no standardization, no quality standards has been fixed for the public service. So this is a major issue. And in this case, of course, CAG has a role because it gradually shifting from quantitative audit to qualitative audit. So CAG can play a major role in actually fixing certain quality standards because they follow the international norms also, and they can advise the to the government on this. And as also Mr. Kanungo was pointing out, a lot of services were being provided through the PPP route. More of PPP projects should be audited. It is not only the fund which is the government providing the entire fund, the entire fund of the private participant in that project, that should be done. So the scope of the auditing should be expanded. And as you know that recently the CAG has also got into social auditing, environmental auditing. So these are the things which will help in future in providing better quality service to the people.
Thank you. I would now request Mr. Gopal Nanda to speak on this, because purely also from a point of view of non-delivery of services, if you link it to corruption, a corrupt practice also results in non-delivery of public service. And when that happens, it affects the man the most. So I would like to have an opinion from Mr. Nanda on this.
Thank you. Working? Hello. In a democracy, I believe predictability is a very important aspect. People should know when they will get their dues. I will give one example. I had been to England, where I met one Sikh gentleman who owns a hotel. I asked him, why have you come to England? You could have started a hotel in Delhi. He told me, I love my country, but I love to have business in UK. I said, why? He told me in simple language, India is a poor country, England is a rich country. But when in India you are in a queue, You don't know when your turn will come, but in England, I am sure my turn will come. That is called predictability. In public service, there is no predictability. People are not sure if they will get their dues on time. One of the reasons Mr. Patnaik has rightly identified corruption, lack of transparency. Mr. Vittal, Chief Vigilance Commissioner, himself has admitted, in fact, he has stated, 5,000 crores out of total subsidy of 15,000 crores, which is meant for supplying essential commodities to the poor people, is misappropriated. What is the arrangement in this country to curb corruption? By registering 6,000 cases in the entire country, can you contain corruption? Who wants corruption to stop? The people who are in the helm of affairs in the country, the people who are controlling our economy, administration and politics. To be very frank, they are not keen to contain corruption because they are the beneficiaries. So here is in a country, public delivery system will improve if there is an attempt to curb corruption, and that will be possible only under public pressure. Anna Hazare is doing that job. That is in the minds of the people, but that is being articulated by Anna Hazare, that public delivery system has to improve. They have to be accountable public servants. And like in Bihar, in other states also there should be an act called Public Delivery Guarantee Act. Public servants are accountable to the people. They are supposed to deliver goods within a reasonable time. If fail to do that, they will be penalized. That has to be done in the country. Then I will say public delivery system will succeed. Thank you.
While we recognize the fact that there is the aspect of corruption in delivery of public services, which has to be, the accountability mechanism has to be improved, relating it to today's panel topic, what role can the CAG play in improving this accountability structure?
One line. Thank you for pointing out this thing. In fact, investigation you cannot start without a preliminary inquiry. In fact, without auditing, investigation cannot proceed an inch. A few years ago, there was a scam in a particular department of Orissa. Few hundred crores were bungled. Basing only on AG's report, we started investigation. In fact, we are not capable of going into certain intricacies of accounts, to be very frank. So whenever we start investigation, we always take the help of auditors. Even in a case of disproportionate asset, we cannot complete investigation without consulting auditor about the sources of income and expenditure of the person. So I look at auditing as a very positive contribution. When people look at audit as negative, something negative, as if they are infringement on their freedom, this is not correct. Auditing is a positive contribution to the public services, and that should continue.